So you're looking to go ahead and build new construction and not resale, but you're not quite sure where to start or what you really need to know. In this video, I'm going to be going through the top 10 things that you need to know about before you decide to build new construction in North and South Carolina. Now, stay tuned to the very end of this video because I have a tip that is actually going to make you thousands if you choose to follow it. Now, if you come to this channel and you're looking to move to the area, Charlotte, North Carolina, or South Carolina, you've also come to the right channel. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification button if you want to be notified of every upcoming video. Now, every day I get calls, texts, emails, Zoom invites from people just like you looking to move to the Charlotte, North Carolina area or South Carolina. So if that's you, go ahead and check the description below. All of my contact information is there. If you want more information about the area or would like to learn a little bit about what it's like to move here, go ahead and give me a shout. Honestly, whether it's 9 days or 90 days from now that you're looking to make the move, whether it's across the world, across the country, or just across town, my goal is to make your move exactly what you want it to be. So let's go ahead and dive into the video. I'm going to review the top 10 things that you need to know about building new construction and what the process takes. Now, throughout this, I'm going to be referencing resale, and that's not what we're talking about here, but it's good to understand that there are some major differences. Now, the first thing that you need to know is there is a plethora of different builders here in the Charlotte area, and all of them specialize on something different. Now, while there are some better builders and some not as great builders, we're not going to go into a list of those today, but you have to understand that the price does match the builder. Meaning, if you're doing a fully customized 4,000 square foot home, you're going to expect to pay far more than perhaps a property that was built in a few short months and is going to be available at a record low price. I'm not naming names, but just expect that the quality is going to follow that. Now, there's plenty that you can research on this, and I highly recommend you go ahead and look at some of the reviews of these builders. But I would be happy to help you out and guide you to find a builder that matches what you're truly looking for. The builder does matter. What I will also say to this is builders do still have to follow the same building codes as everybody else. It's just that some builders do it better than others and are a little bit more thorough. So keep that in mind as you're doing your research and as you're seeing the prices that are coming up on the market. Number two that you need to know about building a home is that you need to understand what you're looking for, meaning do you want a fully customized home where you're meeting with the builder and actually designing your property? Or are you okay with a house that's already been predetermined with what kind of flooring and paint and cabinets and everything else is going to go in there and is ready to go like that? Both of these have completely different timelines. So starting with the very basic, hey, they already picked everything out for the house and you just have to follow along. These particular homes are going to be faster moving. And in fact, you're probably going to get a better deal on them because the builder is able to get better discounts when they build in bulk, meaning many of their properties are going to have the similar interiors, so you're going to be able to take advantage of that. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have fully customized homes. Now, a fully customized home literally means you're going to be able to pick out the flooring, the walls, the windows, everything that goes in it. You are going to build out that home. Now, the other big difference there is the timelines are going to be different. This will be able to be built faster because they already have all the materials. The custom one, you're going to have to go through additional permitting and architectural review in order to get that finalized. And they need to procure those items such as the cabinets and flooring, especially if you're more specialized. So it could take a little bit more time. The other thing you're going to notice, you're going to have way more meetings with a fully customized home than you will with one that's already a spec home. Now there's also the option right in the middle, and this is a semi-custom home. What this means is most of the building items are not going to change. You can add on some things such as changing up the primary bathroom or adding on a porch, but most of the actual base of the home does not change. The other piece to this is you are going to be able to pick some of your interiors. Now, I do have some clients that get a little bit leery of this because it actually tacks on quite a bit to the price because you get lured in with the base price and then you pick out cabinets and floors and all of the things. What I recommend is go in between. Get all the things that are more difficult to change out later and then focus on the extras after you close. this is actually going to save you thousands. The third thing that you need to focus on or understand is your timeline. I have clients that are moving into town that want to move in the next 2 months, and I have others that are planning out their move a year in advance. Yes, I know I said 9 days to 90 days, but you can call me before then. And what ends up happening is if they have the time, we will do a fully custom or semi-custom home that could take 12 to 16 months to build out, depending upon how luxury you want to go and what builder it is. On the flip side, if you want or need a 60-day move-in or sometimes a 30-day, we're going to want to focus on builders that already have a property that is done and ready to move in. Now, both of them are very much available, and both of them have a variety of price ranges. The biggest thing you need to make sure you talk to your agent about, hopefully me, is that you need a specific timeline so we can make sure we're matching up and meeting that. The last thing you want to do is get weeks into a process only to find out that your home is not going to be available for another 12 months. And sadly, this happens to many people in the market. So let's get that planned out ahead of time so we can focus on builders that are going to be able to match your actual timelines. The fourth thing that you need to take a peek at: do you have to sell your home? Now, I know many of you probably do have to sell a home in order to purchase your new home, or even if you don't have to sell it, you intend to sell it. Well, this is something that a lot of builders are focusing in on, especially as the market has shifted. And in fact, many builders will not even sign a contract for purchase until your other home is sold, not under contract, sold. So what does this mean for you? This means that you're going to have to make sure that you understand the specifics of what the requirements are from a builder before you get your heart set on that perfect home. Because if the builder specifies that they're not going to sign a contract with you until your other property is sold, that means we need to put some other things in motion, such as setting up perhaps a rental or a part-time rental so that you can live in that in the meantime while your home is being built out. Now, in many cases, the homes that require this are usually more quick move-in, which means they want to keep their inventory moving forward. You're not going to run into this as much with a fully custom or sometimes semi-custom home as long as you have a pre-approval. Now, every builder varies, so make sure you follow those guidelines and ask the right questions. Which brings us to the next point, getting a pre-approval. This is number 5. So you might not have to sell your home in order to buy the new one. Now, I get this question a lot from clients. They say, Kayla, but I plan on selling my home. I completely agree with that, and I think you should. If you don't need to hold on to 2 houses, don't do it. But what I mean by getting a pre-approval without having to sell your other home is it prevents the need to sell in order to go under contract. Now, there's a variety of ways to do this, but I always recommend that before you even start the search, get in touch with a professional. Get in touch with a lender that your agent trusts. Not any of those ones that you'll find online. They're not going to give you a direct answer. You want to get a full pre-approval. This means you're going to submit tax documents, you're going to submit pay stubs, you're going to be very thorough in giving that lender everything they need to give you a very specific answer. Again, the last thing you want is to get further down the road and realize the bank actually can't lend to you unless you have other things that happen, like selling your house. So by getting that pre-approval, you're going to find out if you need to sell your home in order to go under contract, or if you can purchase non-contingent, meaning that you don't have to sell. Now, in the meantime, your agent who's listing your home is going to follow the timeline and line it up as closely as possible to when your home is going to close, your new construction home. This is another piece of the puzzle. Now, there's a variety of lending requirements, and some of my clients do want to put more cash down in order to lower their payment. All of these questions can be answered by the lender in conjunction with the new construction rep. They're going to work together along with your buyer agent to help you make that happen. Now, the builder may actually offer, and most of them do, their own services in lending, and they do partner with lenders. Now, in partnering with these lenders, a lot of times it's to give whomever walks in the door the opportunity to get a pre-qualification to make sure that you, as the buyer, can actually purchase the property that you're in there to see. Now, the other reason why they actually have a lender either on site or quick to call that they partner with is because a lot of builders will offer a builder incentive. The only way you can get this incentive is if you work with their lender. Now, this is a preferred lender, that's what they call it, and by working with them, they will give you some benefits. Sometimes closing costs, money off, they'll purchase or buy down some of your upgrades or design features that you decide to choose for your home. But here is the caveat. Double check the numbers. A lot of times these lenders will actually tack on additional fees after the fact that you are not aware of if you're not paying attention to the numbers. So how do you avoid these pitfalls? Make sure you get that pre-approval from your preferred lender or your agent's preferred lender before you go ahead and apply with the builder's lender. What this is going to let you do is allow them to be compared apples to apples on what their fees are, what the interest rate is, and what your numbers look like at the end of the day. If that builder's preferred lender is charging you more at closing and has a higher interest rate, it might not actually save you any money at the end of the day. So builder incentives was number 6. Number 7 is extremely important, and it's about hiring a buyer's agent to be your representative. See, here's the thing. When you wander on a new construction property, the agent that is sitting behind that desk does not represent you. They represent the seller, who is the builder. You need to go ahead and get your own representation to make sure your voice is heard, someone's reviewing your documents and helping advise you, and making sure they're staying on top of the builder so things are getting done appropriately and on time. In addition to that, your agent is going to be able to provide you a wealth of information and contacts from inspectors to lenders to attorneys, you name it, they've got it. Now, there's a myth that's out there that if you don't use a buyer's agent, you are actually going to save money in new construction. This is not true. Whether you use a buyer's agent or not, you are not getting any discount on the purchase of the home. But by not using an agent, it could be to your detriment. See, us as buyer's agents who are representing our buyers in new construction, we're able to dig deeper, find out if there's any kind of programs or incentives that are happening, and we are fighting on your behalf. So when you have someone who's licensed on your side and your team, you're going to get a heck of a lot farther, and your sound is going to be a heck of a lot louder when you need something to get done. So hire a buyer's agent. Hire someone to represent you and what you want done. Number 8 on the list has to do with inspections. Now, during the process, there's going to be plenty of permitting and inspections that are done by the city and by the county that that particular home is being built in. But not many people know you can do your own inspections. There's 2 main inspections that I recommend. One is called a pre-drywall inspection. This means all the electrical, plumbing, all of the studs, the roof, the siding, the windows, everything's been put in, and now an inspector who you hired is going to come through and note if there's any issues or challenges going on with the property. This could be anything from broken studs to roof truss issues, you name it, they're going to pull it out and they're going to send a report to you. Now, this is the opportunity for us to submit that report to the builder so they can get it corrected. And here's the thing. They'll either explain to us why it's done the way that it is, which can be the case, or they're just going to go ahead and get it fixed. And then we can go out and check, make sure it's been done before they put the drywall on. This is the best time to do this because once the drywall goes up, it's very hard to inspect it. The second inspection that you're going to do has to do with the final inspection. This usually happens about 2 to 3 weeks before you close. The builder will give us permission and tell us the date in which the home is going to be completely completed. Once we have that date, we're going to go ahead and book the inspector to head on out, take a peek at the property. And when I say a peek, I mean literally peeking under everything. They're going to check the roof, they're going to check the crawl space, they're going to check the foundation, they're going to check everything inside the home and make sure it operates and functions as it should. This is the best time to do this because then we take the entire inspection report, and unlike resale where you request a few things to be fixed, but it's resale so it's sold as is, when you're going through a builder, you can take that entire inspection report, hand it to the builder and say, please fix all of this, and explain why it's been done the way it's been done. That's one of the benefits of new construction, is because you can get everything fixed because it's brand new. So I highly recommend getting those inspections done. Don't skip it just because it's new. You'd be surprised what we've found on some inspection reports for new construction. Number 9, this is a blue tape walkthrough. Now, blue tape, it's been renamed as an orientation walk sometimes, but what this is you're going to get an orientation to the home. It's usually about 2 to 3 hours long. They are going to walk you through, the builder's going to walk you through every aspect of the home, what lights do what, where you find your air handler, where your water cutoff is, things you wouldn't even think you needed to know. They're going to walk you through absolutely everything, and then we're going to go through with literally blue and green tape and tape on the walls and things that need to be corrected. Remember, this is a brand new house. You're going to have it in brand new condition. So during the building process, there are scuffs, there's bumps, there's things that chip. It's just a part of the process. It's okay. This is the opportunity for us to go out and get those repaired so that when we come to that final walk, which is about a week to 2 weeks later, we can see that everything has been done. It's a lot of fun, to be perfectly honest, and the builders are usually already going to do a walk, so there's not a whole lot to mark. But again, you're going to learn all about your house, you're going to make sure everything is taken care of, and at the final walk, we're going to see it in all its glory. Now, number 10, closing dates. Now, unlike resale, where you kind of have a moving date, builders don't. By the time they go ahead and get cabinets in, all the sheetrock's up, they get the cabinets into the kitchens and bathrooms, we have a date that's usually going to be set by that time, and it's usually about 30 to 60 days from then. Once we have that set date, it doesn't move. The builder doesn't care if you're out of town. The builder doesn't care what time your house is selling at. That is the close date. So we need to make sure that we work around that date so you are ready and prepared to close. This has been something that can be a challenge from time to time. The builder does have a fail-safe, and I have seen some that will wiggle dates, but most won't. The fail-safe with this is sometimes they'll charge you daily for every day past the closing date. Now, it's very rare for that to happen, and I know I've worked with my clients very closely on all of our new construction projects that we close on time every time. But you've got to know up front, the builder's not very willing to wiggle, unlike resale. So if you've ever had a resale home, it's going to be a little bit different. Now, here's the little known fact that will actually make you a heck of a lot of money if you apply it. Now, I have nothing against buying in any development at any time or in any section of where it's being built out, because they build in different sections. But what I can tell you is if you purchase a property when it first is released, meaning when the development first opens up its first couple of homes, that is where you're going to get your highest equity over time. Because as they build out, they sell each home for more and more and more from what you originally paid. So if you're in one of the first couple of phases in that development, you're actually going to gain your equity a heck of a lot faster than those that are buying at the last few homes inside the development. Now, this isn't to say that you're not going to get equity if you're in one of the last phases. It's just talking about how quickly your equity may grow. So I hope you guys got a ton of information out of this. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments below. If you've bought new construction, you've run into challenges, or it was blissful, I want to hear from you. Drop it in the comments below. I always like to answer that, and I know other people would love to hear your stories as well. Now, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Get in there and like and subscribe this channel. I have a ton of information that we're going to be releasing every single week, and I really do get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you moving to the area. So if that's you, drop down into the description below. I have all of my contact information. Feel free to reach out. I do actually answer every single one of my texts and DMs and emails. And whether it's 9 days or 90 days from now, moving across the country, across the world, or just across town, I'm here to make your move exactly what you want it to be. Until next time, I look forward to showing you around town. There's a lot of videos that you can be watching, like this one right here, or maybe even this one. Really either one of these. But honestly, watch both of them because they're going to help you make the move. Go ahead, pick one. They're both really good.